There's a moment when you realize anger is costing you more than silence ever did. Not because you're weak, but because every reaction feels like giving something away. Someone says the wrong thing, someone disrespects you, someone pushes your buttons, and suddenly your peace is gone, handed over in seconds. Most people think anger is strength. They think reacting proves confidence. But watch closely. The loudest reactions usually come from the least control. The calmest people in the room aren't suppressing anything. They've simply stopped being available to provocation. Stoicism doesn't teach you how to hold back anger. It teaches you something far more dangerous: how to become unreachable. When nothing outside you has the authority to disturb what's inside, anger has nowhere to land. And that quiet is not weakness. It's power. Anger is a loss of power. Anger feels like strength in the moment. Your voice sharpens, your body tightens, your presence fills the space. But look closer. The instant you lose your temper, you've already lost control, not of the situation, but of yourself. The Stoics understood this long ago. Anger is not action, it is surrender. When someone provokes you and you react, you've handed them authority over your inner state. They didn't overpower you. You invited them in. A disciplined man does not waste energy on every disturbance. He chooses where his attention goes, and attention is power. As Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, you don't have to turn every irritation into something meaningful. Most conflicts survive only because you keep feeding them. Remove your reaction, and the fire starves. Rule 1. Nothing outside you is personal. Most people walk through life believing everything is about them. Every comment feels like an attack. Every tone sounds like disrespect. Every delay feels intentional. That belief is the root of unnecessary anger. Stoicism teaches a harder, cleaner truth. What others say and do is a reflection of their inner state, not your worth. People project their stress, insecurity, and confusion outward. When you take it personally, you absorb what was never yours to carry. A Stoic man observes behavior the way he observes weather. He notices it. He adjusts if necessary. But he does not argue with the storm. As Epictetus taught, events themselves are neutral. It is your judgment that gives them power. The moment you stop personalizing everything, provocation loses its grip. And anger fades, not through effort, but through clarity. Rule 2. Control the meaning, not the event. You don't control what people say. You don't control their moods, their timing, or their behavior. But you always control the meaning you assign to it. Most anger is not caused by events. It's caused by the story you tell yourself about them. Disrespect, insult, threat. Change the story, and the emotion collapses. The Stoics understood this with brutal clarity. An event is just an event. It has no power until you interpret it. Two men hear the same words. One explodes. The other remains unmoved. The difference is not strength, it's judgment. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself. Master the meaning, and the event loses control over you. Rule 3. Silence is a filter, not weakness. Most people speak the moment they feel provoked. They rush to defend, to explain, to correct. That impulse is where anger is born. Stoicism reframes silence completely. Silence is not avoidance, it is selection. A disciplined man does not respond to everything. He filters. He decides what deserves his energy and what does not. When you stay silent, you create distance. Distance cools emotion. Distance reveals intention. Those who seek reaction lose interest when none arrives. Those who seek respect adjust their behavior. As Seneca warned, the quickest way to lose control is to speak before thinking. Silence slows the moment. And in that pause, you regain authority over yourself. Rule 4. Withdraw. Emotionally, not socially. Stoicism doesn't ask you to disappear from the world. It asks you to stop giving emotional access to everything in it. You can be present without being exposed. You can listen without absorbing. You can engage without being entangled. Most anger survives because you stay emotionally plugged in. You care too much about reactions, opinions, and outcomes you don't control. A stoic man remains involved but inwardly detached. He observes without merging. He participates without surrendering his inner balance. This is not coldness, it is discipline. As Epictetus taught, freedom begins when you separate what is yours from what is not. When you withdraw emotional investment from trivial disturbances, provocation loses its fuel. Nothing dramatic happens. Nothing explodes. Anger simply has nowhere left to live. Rule 5. Calm is a position of dominance. Calm is often misunderstood as passivity. In reality, it is authority. When you remain calm under pressure, you signal something powerful. Nothing here can move you without permission. Anger tries to assert control through force. Calm controls through presence. One is loud and unstable. The other is quiet and final. People instinctively test boundaries. They provoke, they push, they look for cracks. When you don't react, the test ends. There is nothing to work with. A stoic man doesn't prove strength by overpowering others. He proves it by mastering himself. As Marcus Aurelius lived by, true power is staying aligned with reason, even when emotions demand otherwise. Calm changes the dynamic of every room, not because you dominate others, but because you are no longer dominated. Rule 6. Choose withdrawal over victory. Not every situation deserves your response. Not every challenge deserves your presence. Most people stay angry because they feel the need to win, to correct, to dominate the moment. Stoicism teaches a sharper move. Leave. Withdrawal is not defeat. It is discernment. When you walk away from pointless conflict, you deny it oxygen. No argument, no explanation, no emotional residue. A stoic man understands this. The highest form of control is deciding what no longer has access to you. As Seneca warned, the more you wrestle with fools, the more you resemble them. Peace is not found by conquering every encounter. It's found by refusing unnecessary ones. When you stop trying to win every exchange, anger loses its purpose. And what remains is clarity, self-command, and a quiet strength that doesn't need validation. The strength that can't be touched. Anger fades when you stop giving the world permission to command you, not because people change, but because you do. Stoicism isn't about becoming emotionless. It's about becoming unavailable to what doesn't deserve you. You learn to pause. You learn to filter. You learn to withdraw without bitterness. And slowly, something shifts. Situations that once controlled you lose their grip. Provocation sounds distant. Drama feels small. As Marcus Aurelius lived by, real power is not in forcing the world to behave, but in refusing to let it disturb your inner order. This is the Stoic path. Not louder, not harsher, just calmer, clearer, untouchable. When you master that, anger no longer visits, and peace stops being temporary. It becomes who you are.